Oh, yeah.
What up, y'all? It's your boy, the one and only A Switch, aka the Pop Tart Prince, aka the Fruit Roll Up Dole Up, aka let me hit you with the bicep so you feel the curls. Sure, we'll go with it. Bringing you yet another episode of Switches Sites, episode 30. 30 episodes consistently every week. I just got to give myself applause. Oh, I have the soundboard and I could be, you know what? That's a missed opportunity.
Bruh.
Actually, that's accurate. You know what? I think we'll just run through the whole gamut. 30 episode special.
Oh! Somebody! Oh! He needs some milk!
30 episode special. 30 episode special.
Bruh.
All right, I just used that twice. 30 episode special.
Somebody! Oh! He needs some milk!
That never gets old. Oh shit. You know what? I'm just gonna run through my soundboard.
God. Bruh.
I have bruh for everything.
The fuck? Nobody's safe. Damn.
Hey girl. You know what? 30 episode special.
Somebody! Oh! He needs some milk!
That's pretty. That's a good accurate representation of this podcast. To be honest, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. So today's date is November 7th, 2019. We on the cusp. How will Mike Tyson say it? Cusp. We on the cusp of Thanksgiving. Not really, but you know, close enough. November 7th. That turkey about to come out. It's fresh. Also on the cusp of Death Stranding coming out, of course. I don't give a damn what everybody says about the game currently. It's pretty mixed. It seems to be pretty decently mixed in terms of reception. Not to the point where it's more negative than positive, but it's like in the 80s still. Actually, let's check real live time. Last time I checked, it was like 84 on the Metacritic. Let's do some checking. See, has anything changed? Any new reviews come in? 83, one down. So yeah, 67 reviews positive. 12 mixed and 2 negative. So I mean, I think it's a game that you have to experience for yourself, at least from all the osmosis of reviews and opinions, hearing from what other people are saying. It seems like it's just a game you have to experience yourself, and it seems to be one of those things that is just the experience in of itself that's worth kind of exploring regardless. So that's enough for me to keep me sold on the product, the vision that the game maker, in more ways than one, Hideo Kojima, has churned out. You know what I mean? So yeah. That's really it. Good show, guys. Good show, guys. Let's get into that news though. So for those that don't know, BlizzCon happened this past weekend. Unfortunately on the cusp of the Blizzard China news that's been rampant and whatnot. So it seems like I didn't watch the presentation, but apparently the president of Blizzard had an apology. Not sure if it was heartfelt. the pessimist in me is gonna assume it wasn't. It was kind of a, just a please don't close or deactivate your accounts. We need your money. Pretty sure that's what he said verbatim. Don't take my word. Well, take my word for it, because that's probably what he said. Don't take my word for it, but take my word for it at the same time, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. So with that, to try to kind of pacify everybody, it's kind of evident that Blizzard tried to put their hitters out. So the first of those, I think they started out with Diablo IV, which is pretty much the game that everybody wanted last year, but then they disappointed everybody. Like, it's not Diablo IV, but it's a mobile game. Everybody like mobile games, right? Yeah. Guys, we've heard you. All right. Get this. We're going to give you guys Diablo, but not 4, but a mobile game. It's going to be the most immersive experience you guys have ever witnessed in your entire lives. You're going to love it. Like I said, we've heard you. Probably. So from what I got, or at least the news that came out regarding it, it's more the same Diablo that you know and love for the most part. I don't think they necessarily showed I guess there is some gameplay. From what I saw, it looked just like Diablo 3 from a graphical standpoint. I'm pretty sure this is like down the line, probably like maybe a year and a half from now or so, I would assume. So, I mean, I guess personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Diablo. I never played like the earlier ones. I think some of my friends got into 3, so I just went into it just to be included. I want to be included, but outside of that, I never really played it out after that. So, probably wouldn't be my first priority. Maybe if it went on sale, I'll probably pick it up, or if it's a slow game week and I don't have nothing to play, which that's probably not gonna happen in a while. Yeah, I'd mess with it, but it seems to be more the same that you know and love if you ever or you are used to Diablo in that case. But thought it was worth mentioning either way, because I mean, people been clamoring for it. So excuse me, the sneezy poos. I'm not sure if my mic picked that up. If it didn't, man, it's quality. And then probably at least the more interesting news for me is the announcement of Overwatch 2. So this is very interesting kind of I don't even know how you describe it. It's like an interesting format of how they're releasing this technically. So at least from what I gathered from all the news and stuff that came out regarding it, apparently they're not going to split the player base between Overwatch 1 and 2. So technically it's going to be an update to Overwatch 1. So if you have the original Overwatch, you'll be able to play with people in Overwatch 2. But if you, yeah, that's right. I had to make sure I got that right. So yeah, if you have Overwatch 1, you'll be able to play with people with Overwatch that have Overwatch 2. And in turn, I guess evidently you'll be bumped up to Overwatch 2. I'm guessing like, if you have like a PlayStation, Xbox, it'll be updated like, all the current live service games like Fortnite and stuff will probably just say Overwatch 2 now to encourage you to buy Overwatch 2. And that's the other thing too, is that basically the 2 part, or like I guess the reason for you buying Overwatch again, technically, considering that there's no, I guess, urgent need to upgrade, considering how this is released, yeah, it's like confusing me now the more I'm talking about it. But basically, from what I got, is that if you have Overwatch 1, you'll still be able to play Overwatch and you'll be upgraded to Overwatch 2, technically. But the biggest, I guess, addition to Overwatch 2 is that there's a emphasis on PvE, which has not really been explored as much in Overwatch outside of the seasonal events and things like that. That for most of the seasonal events there were some single player content, or I mean PvE content, but not consistently that you could play reliably, every time or that you felt like it. So that seems to be the focus of Overwatch 2, kind of embracing that campaign side and, embracing the story and lore that Overwatch has been building over these years with all the shorts, introducing new characters and kind of expanding on the backstory of existing characters too. So that is cool. Personally, I definitely like that. I always was fascinated by the Overwatch lore and kind of like how these characters came to be and how they fleshed these characters out and giving them the backstory of how they kind of interact with other characters and things like that. And then, you get all the cool little kind of fan servicey dialogue, like, with the skins and dialogue choices and options and stuff like that. So all in all, that is great. I personally think that's a great idea. I know, at least for a lot of people, I feel that they're intimidated by just the standard PvP basis of Overwatch, where there isn't any like more relaxed PvE component to it. And I think this is actually going to bring in a lot of people that otherwise wouldn't have gotten an Overwatch, because it's just some people just don't like to play PvP games anymore, or in general, or maybe used to but didn't want to anymore. So that's pretty cool in my opinion. I think that's gonna sell a lot more copies of people that wouldn't get this otherwise if it still continue to be just a PvP game. It's still unclear as to how this is going to be handled, but that's at least my general impression. That's what they claim is what is going to happen, at least. So if you have Overwatch 1, it'll be upgraded to Overwatch 2, but you will the PvE new PvE stuff will be behind the paywall, where you'd have to pay that, as well as probably the new skins that like maybe are only with Overwatch 2. And apparently, well, at least from the trailers, it looks like, some of the models were revamped slightly. It's not significant, probably maybe due to the Nintendo Switch kind of holding things back. But it wasn't like drastically noticeable. It was like very like slight, not very significant. It's, from what it seems, the art style may be a little bit less cartoony from like what I saw, but outside of that, it's not really that big a difference. So there were a couple of new heroes they showed. I think they showed this one rumored one who's like a robot that kind of seems to have a similar role as Mercy in terms of healing and providing support. And then they have a black girl. They got to add a black girl in there. They had Arisa, but she was like a robot, but she was like an African robot, but she technically wasn't a black girl because she was like the soul of a black girl, but wasn't a black girl. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to get all deep, but So apparently all of the original 31 heroes will be coming back in addition to some of the new ones, like at least the first two. Not sure when they're going to reveal any details regarding that, but at least for sure we'll have all the original heroes, as well as at least the two, I believe, that were confirmed. Or actually, according to this, there's multiple heroes confirmed, but they're not talking about them yet. So, and they didn't provide a release date as well. My assumption will probably be around the same time when the original Overwatch came out, which was around May. Mayish of 2016. So I expected probably sometime next year in May, a spring release date. At least because it seems like it's pretty polished in terms of what they showed. They also showed a new multiplayer mode called Push. So it's kind of like, I forgot what it's called in the original. Not Control, but basically where you have to push a what do you call it? You push a sled looking thing to the other enemy's base, and basically when you do that and get it all the way, I think payload. Yeah, I think it's payload. So yeah, you escort the payload all the way to the other team's base, and when you do that, or if you successfully do that, you win the match. If the other team stops you from doing it, then they win the match. So basically they have a different spin on that called Push, where basically it's more of a neutral version of that, where basically each side of the team can push the which is a robot and some like slab, it looked like, to the each corresponding side of the team. So it's kind of somewhat of a tug of war variant, if you will, where I guess presumably whoever pushes the point to the most on the opposite side of the team versus the other one would win the match. So that was cool. And then apparently all progress will be all progress will be carried from Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2. So that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Yeah, autumn skins and autumn scans that you've been fighting and autumn blood, sweat, and tears. I ain't gonna lie to y'all and be honest. I really wanted this dope ass Genji skin, which you can only get by playing Heroes of the Storm. I don't want to play Heroes of the Storm, so I just because I had 2 PCs, I like literally made another account just to cheese because you had to play with a friend. Because like, come on, Blizzard, why you gotta make me be social and stuff? Like, come on. All right. So did all that, got the Genji skin. I don't feel bad about it. Okay. I'm just trying to get mine. Okay. I'm just trying to get mine. It was worth it though. That skin was sick. I thought that they confirmed cross progression and cross play, but I don't think, it doesn't seem to be fully confirmed. Because I'm pretty sure that would have definitely been a flagship bullet point if that was, which I'm not seeing here. But maybe they're trying to work that out or get that finalized, all those details, probably, I would assume. Because, I mean, yeah, clearly a game like this, if any, would definitely benefit greatly, immensely from cross-play / cross progression. And we're kind of I'd say, include myself, a pretty niche demographic of people that have the luxury of PC consoles, pretty much all of the consoles available and stuff like that. But it is nice, because sometimes you want to play with your PC friends, sometimes you want to play with your console friends. You like to not have to recreate an account, try to progress, and hopefully get the same skins, which is very unlikely considering the random nature of getting loot boxes. It's a whole mess. So just having one unified cross-play / cross progression system would personally make me more inclined to play the game and keep being engaged more, because now I'm like split between 2 different platforms, like at least primarily, for the most part, in terms of past history, mainly play Overwatch on PS4, since most of my friends play on there. But sometimes I like a little razzle dazzle, spice it up a little bit, play on PC, because that's where the greatest of the great play. You're not great if you don't play on PC. Apparently, I clearly can't say that because I have like one of the most capable PCs. Well, that soon will be not the case, but one of the most capable PCs to play PC games, but yet I find myself not really playing on it. Just the convenience, man. I don't know. But just to have options, for me personally, I'm just a person that loves options. So just having that flexibility to, if I want to play on PC, I can. If I want to play on console, I can, while still maintaining and keeping one linear progress, I guess, stream of progress that will reflect on both platforms is just excellent. I really hope that catches on with any and every multiplayer game, because that will make my life so much easier and more stress-free. Not necessarily stressed, but just convenient, man. Convenience. That will really be great. Sorry, I just went on a whole rant about that. But I mean, I will want it. We're so close. Call of Duty Modern Warfare has done a great job and has proven that this can definitely work, I think it's likely, but it doesn't seem to be definitively confirmed. But I guess just a thing to be aware of, that is somewhat up in the air, but I'm pretty sure it is more than likely set in stone. Also, I hope they let you merge your pre-existing accounts into one unified account. So like there's some dope ass skins I earned on my PS4 account and some I earned on my Blizzard account. Hopefully they have some cool way to like unify it, or if you have duplicates, turn that into currency that you can get skins you want. All in all, man, I think they can make it work. It's just a matter of if they will. I think they can. It's more or less if they will. Also, for the Lone Warrior, the AKA the Switch, that would definitely make me more inclined to get the Switch version. Just whenever I'm somewhere portable, and don't necessarily care about high fidelity or whatever, just because I'm portable. That would just be great to kind of have that awesome ass flexibility like Overwatch. Well, not Overwatch, Fortnite and Call of Duty have greatly proven. So, all in all, really hope that becomes a thing. That will definitely solidify my buy for Overwatch 2. At least, however they're gonna handle that. Because if there's cross progression, that will definitely make me personally more inclined to get all the respective platforms that I'd plan to play it on, just because of that simple convenience of being able to have one unified account that all progress and effort you're making towards will not be in vain, or having to kind of start from scratch technically for each respective like platform you try to play it on. So I'm sorry, I had to go on a rant because I want it so bad. Just make life way more just convenient, man. Jesus. Come on, Blizzard. Don't you want to make life convenient? That's all I'm saying. That was necessary. It was. Other than that, that's pretty much all the at least relevant news to me that I found interesting out of BlizzCon. I'm guessing maybe there's some not as significant stuff, but I think that pretty much covered the most important stuff. So moving on to that, like we talked about earlier with Death Stranding. Excuse me. So yeah, currently it's 83 on Metacritic. That's currently the review it's been, and man, I have not seen a game this polarizing in a while. I'll say it's not as polarizing in the respect that it's like, obviously it would result in a lower Metacritic rating if it was that polarizing, but it's more or less interesting how people are talking about the game specifically. Obviously they can't get into spoilers and stuff. I think they're only allowed to, at the time, at least from what I heard, able to talk about certain periods in the game. When it gets to a certain point, they're not allowed to discuss that or talk about that. I think until recently now. But all that together, it still's got me highly curious and interested in the game still. So I do know, at least that the kind of through the osmosis of hearing what everybody's saying, is that it is very UPS the game or a FedEx simulator. But I trust Hideo in terms of his vision and what he's kind of trying to do. Since what a lot of people are saying, that is definitely trying to change, I guess, for lack of a better term, change the way we do view games and how we, play them and stuff like that. So, that whole kind of art versus game, art versus media, what have you. That's what it seems like. And it seems like this game is trying to push those boundaries, which, let that in of itself, I highly respect, and, will put this game on my, my good side first and foremost. And, in general, for most games, as you could tell with some of the games I do play, even going back, multiple generations, I have a lot of patience that a lot of other people would not for some of these, some of these older games that have very older mechanics and, implementations. So I still see myself thoroughly enjoying this game because, I'm hearing a lot of stuff about the game is boring and takes a while to get into, to pick up, what have you. But I mean, as long as them seem like them graphics are gonna be exquisite, just the mechanics, just learning mechanics, getting them down. I at least see myself thoroughly enjoying it, as I know a lot of people on the higher end of the spectrum of the divisiveness of the game will, I'll enjoy. So that's at least what I've heard for the game so far, but we'll see. Who knows? Maybe come next episode, I'll be like, man, that game is trash. Hideo Kojima, I am so disappointed. I don't know yet, but considering how in my past history, I've never really hated a game. I can't really think of a game I hated. Yeah, it's hard to even recall a game I hated. Because even games that are just really bad, there is always seem to, I don't know if it's a Stockholm syndrome or what, always seem to find some redeeming quality about it. Like, man, that game was not good, but you know what? Those parkour mechanics, they were A1. They were all right. So, yeah, I think based off that, I see myself enjoying this game, since I do have the patience for it, which I think that's at least kind of, at least on the negative side, what I've seen a lot of people kind of had issue with, just it being very boring. And obviously, because, if you came from Metal Gear, fresh off Metal Gear to play this game, boy, you gonna be disappointed because, it seems to have some hints of it, but not as much as, a Metal Gear fan would have, which either way, I like it. Either way, I could go either way, really. I definitely would appreciate if they did go the Metal Gear route, but at the same time, not being stagnant and trying to, reinvent the wheel, try to shake up the game industry, I do highly respect as well. So, yeah, man. So we shall see sooner than later. Not sure if I will be able to play it today or tomorrow, but we'll see. We shall see. You'll definitely get my opinion, my viewpoint next episode. Who knows if I'm feeling like super enthusiastic and I have to shout to the world, you may get a bonus dedicated Death Stranding episode. I don't know. We'll see. No promises, but and then I guess kind of keeping in line with the Hideo Kojima news or Death Stranding related news somewhat. It was confirmed that Hideo Kojima Studios is in the works with making films, which, I mean, to be honest, kind of makes sense since, you know, Hideo, I think he holds the world record for longest cutscene in a game. I want to say Metal Gear Solid 4. He got that. So, if anybody, it definitely would be Hideo Kojima. But they so good, though. And, you know, I mean, lately, let's see, the past decade, I've not really been a movie person. I've never really, outside of Marvel movies, I never generally go out and watch movies like that. Or, you know, because it's like, why can I watch a movie when I could just play it in a game, you know? But I mean, obviously there's some exceptions here and there. Some movies I just gotta see or whatever, but very few and far between. So, but yeah, that's makes a lot of sense. I'm actually fascinated to see what they will be able to do with you know, the great cutscene work they've done, just to see that in a movie form. That I'd actually definitely go I definitely get a ticket, see what they own, you know. So cool stuff. I hope I'm very fascinated with Death Stranding, man. I'm just very curious to see what that game is. Even though I have a general idea, I still think I don't have an idea, which that in of itself fascinates me too. So, I mean, you know, if you know, you know. Keeping in line with PlayStation news, even though, yeah, I forgot that too. I don't know if I mentioned that last episode, but they did reveal that, weirdly enough, before the game even is going to release, that Death Stranding is going to come to the PC as well. So I guess this was more so of a partnership with PlayStation more than an exclusivity. But it might be console exclusive, like, you know, some titles where they're from a console standpoint exclusive to PlayStation, but from a you know, universal exclusivity standpoint, obviously, you know, be on PC also, which I think that's what a lot of games are leaning towards now. That you know, you're seeing more now, outside of the BS stuff that Modern Warfare pulled with that survival Spec Ops mode. So yeah, it's cool stuff. But keeping in line with PlayStation news, Gio Corsi is leaving PlayStation. He is of the particular division for, I believe, third or second party, I think that's the term, for, like, you know, content that won't be on other particular platforms, but semi-exclusive to PlayStation, if that makes sense. So I guess what really brought that to my attention is that he was pretty responsible for bringing back Yakuza, which I am forever thankful for him for that, because, man, I lost all hope for Yakuza, and good golly, Gio Corsi, he brought it back tenfold. So I don't think he said where he was moving on to, but God bless that man. I would kiss him on his forehead right now if he was here. Just Gio Corsi, if you listen to this, I mean, obviously we know you are. I'm just letting you know, Corsi. I'll kiss that forehead. These lips waiting for you, man. I'm just letting you know right now. So yeah, best of luck to the man, and big thanks to him for bringing that greatness that's Yakuza back to the West, and bringing it back in a big way now that it's in its prime. I'd say yeah, definitely in its prime. Well, the best it's ever been in the West for sure. Um, Now with the Yakuza Remastered Collection coming out, I think three came out earlier in September, August, I think. Now 4 came out, I think this or last month, late last month. And then I think 5 comes out in February. And then that's when the physical edition comes out, which that's what I'm waiting for since I already beat the whole Yakuza series though, but I'm definitely would like to stroll down memory lane as well as get some of those exclusive the exclusive cut content from Yakuza 3 specifically that never made it to the West version of the US release when it came out, I think 2010, I want to say. Maybe 2009. I think that's when 3 came out. I didn't get it when it came out, but man, that was a great summer too. It was like 2011. I was like, you know what, man, I keep pushing this game off and I really want to try it out. This series called Yakuza, I gotta see what this game is about. So lo and behold, I was like, yeah, let me just get all the games in one fell swoop. So that's exactly what I did. Did some sifting online. Got Yakuza 1 for the PS2, Yakuza 2 for the PS2, and then got Yakuza 3 for PS3, Yakuza 4 for PS4. I think that's all that was out at the time in terms of the series. And then, man, that was such a great experience. Just playing those in a consistent fell swoop was just the best thing ever. Good times, man. Good ass times. But yeah, so thanks again, Gio Corsi. Hope all is well, and wish you best luck on your futures endeavors. Your futures and your endeavors. Your endeavors and your futures. Moving on. Capcom, I guess going to and transitioning to Capcom news. Capcom's Yoshinori Ono actually had some things to say on Deep Down. So apparently, the game that's been somewhat of a mystery, kind of in the weird limbo, similar, at least to games like Duke Nukem Forever and what was the other one that was notorious? That's notoriously in limbo. I think Rockstar's Agent. So yeah, Deep Down, which looked from the trailers that came out, looked like man, this is next gen, but never has yet to see the light of day. Who knows? That might be a different story for the PlayStation 5. Definitely does look like it could for sure be a PlayStation 5 game, definitely. But yeah, in an interview with Eurogamer, Yoshinori Ono was saying in particular that, well, at least let me paraphrase. Not paraphrase. I'll say it verbatim. From Eurogamer. There was a period where I thought you were going to be Mr. Deep Down. What happened with all that? I haven't been called Mr. Deep Down quite Hey, let's break it. Let's hold on. That is a dope ass name. Man. That is that has to be existent somewhere, like
Hey girl, you know what they call me on the streets? They call me Mr. Deep Down, if you know what I mean. I go deep and I go down.
all right, that's kind of creepy. The voice makes it way more creepier than it should be, but you know what? It kind of works. Oh man, that's a dope ass gamer tag. Somebody take that. Mr. Deep Down. You got killed by you got killed by
Mr. Deep Down.
That is such a cool name, man. That's actually got me on the verge of like, man, I kind of want to change my name now. Nonetheless, yeah. So, the original team is clearly no longer together at this point, but people might have noticed that we've kept the trademark registered, and it's not been completely given up on. Every year, we examine titles we're doing in the future, and we bring up projects to approve and move forward. There is not much I can say about it, but if you've noticed we've kept the trademark, it means we haven't given up on the title completely. The Eurogamer replied, I played at TGS a few years ago and it looked really promising. Yoshinori says, we did have the concept developed a bit further than that, but yeah. So, interesting stuff. So that at least kind of clears up some stuff or some, I guess, suspicions regarding Deep Down. Because I mean, yeah, like we were saying, it's been like in immediate limbo, and nobody knew what the game is or what it is about. But yeah, it seems like the biggest factor was just the whole team split up. So that was like, I guess, apparently a big factor of it. You know, the project kind of going into that immense limbo. But it seems like they are still interested in doing something with it, which I think especially, you know, on the coattails of Dark Souls and people, you know, yearning for that type of game, even though obviously it probably won't play like that, but it does have that look, or that, you know, that seems to be in that same time period. I think it still would be able to capitalize off of that kind of, well, not Dark Souls anymore now, Elden Ring kind of mind share, and be able to, you know, kind of piggyback some sales off that. Yeah, if they were smart, within these next 2-3 years, if they were to actually churn this game out, I think it would sell pretty good, in my opinion. You know, I think it would. Just the graphics alone, I just want to play it because it looks so damn good. This dragon breathing in a tornado, it just looks so delicious. I want to lick the tornado. Who says that? Can you even lick a tornado? Is that possible? No, you probably just gonna get some cut on the tongue. You know, the tornado spinning. Then you're gonna be putting your tongue out. Then probably some wood going splinter your tongue, and then it's just gonna be horrible. Then you can't eat food for like days because you can't taste nothing but wood in your tongue. It's just bad. It's just bad. Don't lick tornadoes. That's just not the wave. You know. Don't know how that happened, how we went there, but you know what? We got there. We did. We're gonna go back though. Moving on from that, the same dude that made or was working on Deep Down, obviously, is working on Street Fighter. So I believe he was asked this around. Oh yeah, this is also Eurogamer. About the possibility of a Street Fighter character making it into Mortal Kombat. So apparently from the same interview, a Street Fighter character almost did make it into Mortal Kombat as one of the guest characters. That is immensely fascinating to me. So apparently it wasn't Yoshinori Ono himself, but it was actually Capcom that denied it. So, from what I'm getting, yeah, he says Capcom was offered a chance to guest star in Mortal Kombat, but Capcom turned it down. Before any backlash can begin, Ono says it wasn't his fault and came from someone higher up at the company. Ono does, however, explain why they struck down the request. It's true that a proposal for a Street Fighter character in Mortal Kombat was rejected by Capcom, but it wasn't me personally. There were many people at the company that felt that it wasn't a good fit for our characters. I actually met Ed at the Brazil game show and spoke to him personally about it, so it's true. But I didn't make the decision. So he goes on to say that it was a licensing issue, though the company doesn't necessarily rule anything out. Expanding upon the potentials of crossover elsewhere, we had our share of crossovers over the years, obviously. Blah, 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 blah. So that's very interesting. just to think that they're even at a point of consideration of having a Street Fighter character in a well, a crossover of that magnitude of, two kind of somewhat polar opposites, like a graphically violent game, with a more tame, anime-esque type fighting game. They could have made it work for sure, but yeah, it just seemed to be on Capcom that I think they said something in particular like our characters don't really fit with their universe or something like that. But I mean, obviously, we wouldn't give a damn. Just the spectacle of having these two huge fighting, IPs crossing over is all we need. I mean, that's kind of what sold Tekken cross Street Fighter to an extent. I mean, just the spectacle of Tekken and Street Fighter crossing over characters that you know and love, fighting each other that you know and love from both IPs, duking it out. I think that in of itself is always good. But then it's like we could have potentially had like a Marvel versus DC universe again, which I wouldn't have wanted. Because I mean, you definitely have. I think that's probably the great blend of any crossover is having the best of both worlds. So you like having the best of both franchises. So obviously the biggest appeal of Mortal Kombat is the immense violence and gore, fatalities, while the immense appeal of Street Fighter is, I'd say, personality of the characters, combos to an extent, but I think just mainly just the characters and personality themselves really is kind of what sells Street Fighter, and of course always the mechanics depending on the game. So man, like some Street Fighter 3 mechanics with the parries and the tech stuff, and then having that in conjunction with the Mortal Kombat fatalities, and then the spectacle of getting this whole, like, I don't know, fountain of creativity of all these cool fatalities that you can explore with, like Ryu, and doing a Hadouken, probably doing a Hadouken in somebody's mouth and they just blow up. That shit would be awesome. Not even gonna lie to y'all. I'd love to see that stuff. What Chun-Li kicking a dude like in his balls, and his balls pop out his asshole. I think that's I'm pretty sure it's a fatality somewhere. Stuff like that would be pretty cool. I'd like that, actually. One day, never say never. So, I mean, who knows? Probably now, considering everything, the closest we gonna get is like Scorpion or Sub-Zero being in Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, and then you'll have Tekken cross Street Fighter cross SNK now. And actually, that's a nice segue, because Terry did come out. Terry Bogard, for those that don't know, of SNK fame. I believe he's most notably known for the King of Fighter series and a couple other related games. I think Mark of the Wolves. There's King of the Fighters, Mark of the Wolves, and The Art of Fighting, I believe. I'm not sure. I think King of Fighters is a mashup of Mark of the Wolves and The Art of Fighting. So I think that's a compilation of both, or like a kind of a Capcom versus Capcom type deal, I believe, to my understanding. So yeah, so he was announced and had a funny ass, man, I swear Sakurai is man, he is so damn funny. I guess technically it's his translator that's like really conveying his comedy very well, but good God, that presentation, man, I was freaking rolling at some of the stuff he was saying. I don't know, it's just that weird, I think I talked about this one of the last directs, but it's just that weird blend of just dry and sarcastic humor. I think that is just well, it's dry, sarcastic, and is it blunt. I think it's a weird blend of all that together is what makes his presentations just dumb in the best way. I'm trying to think of what did he say during one of those. I know we all are aware of the one that he talked about regarding the one girl with the boobies out, that be, you know, the enhanced booby physics. May Soccer. No, I'm not even gonna try it. I think it's Mia. What is it? Cause it's gonna drive me crazy. Not confirming that. I think it's my Shiranui. Yeah, Masayo Sakura explains why my Shiranui. I'm pretty sure. I'm sorry for butchering that. Yeah, why she's not in Smash. So, you can Google that yourself. You can see evidently why. But, yeah, what did he say? Yeah. So unfortunately, we have little boys and girls that play Smash. So unfortunately, my Shiranahu will not be able to join Smash because Smash is for good boys and girls. So I think I paraphrased slightly on that, but generally that's just the way he said. And boy, that's funny. I did appreciate the education that he did present with SNK and kind of provide a backstory for those that don't know about SNK, which is, I'd say, definitely a big amount of the Smash community, being obviously more so Nintendo focused. So that was always, I think that was appreciated. For me personally, I appreciated that much. Not knowing a reasonable amount, you know, out of osmosis of other people, but not fully knowing a lot of, you know, kind of the backstory of King of Fighters, Guru, Mark of the Wolves, and Art of Fighting. So, but from what I've seen in terms of some of the dropping in some of the streams of people playing Smash and stuff like that, he looks pretty damn dope. I'm very interested to play him. I've yet to play him yet, but I do plan to play him soon. Probably catch up on all the other characters I missed out on since then as well, and try those out. I think the last character I really legitimately tried to, you know, understand or play with was Hero for Dragon Quest. So I think I missed a couple of folks outside of that. I know I messed with Joker a little bit, but none I guess obviously be really competent with, you know. So but yeah, that was pretty cool news all along. I'm curious. I think we're gonna probably hear about the next character at Game Awards if any indication's accurate. But I don't know now that Reggie Fils-Aimé, who was I think is Jeff Keighley's right hand man or whatever, might be a different place for it. I don't know. Could be possible. Who knows? Game Awards is getting traction though. I'm just saying. I did get my ticket, so I definitely am planning to go to Game Awards, see what that is about. Cause man, last year was great. I definitely want to go again, see what it's all about, you know. Yeah, that pretty much covers all the news for this week that I found appealing. Let's get into some I guess game talk. Actually have not really been able to play much this week. At least obviously more than I want to. I did mess with Halo Reach on PC, the flight. So for those that don't know, they're still testing out the game before it releases on Xbox One and PC. I think last episode I was still messing with the Xbox version. Excuse me. Now I'm messing with the PC version, And it's just weird, man. Playing Halo with a mouse and keyboard is like hard for me to fathom because I've just associated it so much with a controller. And then again, that's just kind of like, I guess, my comfortability because I grew up a console gamer more than PC. So I pretty much, controller is like kind of my, go-to, if possible. But, for scenarios where it's obviously a huge disadvantage if I don't, then I'll go mouse and keyboard. But then again, it's like I don't really play that much on my PC legitimately like I'd want, based off that. So it's weird. It's weird. I don't know, balance. Balance really. It's where it ultimately what it kind of comes down to. But so played a little bit of Halo Reach. I want to say yesterday or the day before that. Played a reasonable amount there in terms of getting understanding of something that I can't comprehend to get my thoughts out. Yeah, so it's weird just adjusting to PC with Halo in general. It's like not having that slight auto aim with Halo that you've come used to, especially playing Halo Reach throughout all the years. It's probably up there as one of the games I put the most time into, for sure. I'd say might be. I'm pretty sure Halo 2 probably is the top one. Maybe Halo 3 is right behind that, and then probably Halo Reach is third, I think. If you don't count the Master Chief Collection, which that will kind of be. Oh no, I'm pretty sure it's still Halo 2 because it was just so groundbreaking, revolutionary back then. Outside of that, did I play a little bit of Call of Duty? Released recently, like yesterday. I'm not sure if I managed to this whole weekend, and I guess that's a good segue because I think I talked to you guys about my trials and tribulations with my NAS. For those that don't know, network attached storage, where I basically lost all of my data on my 2 drives because of this confusion with my power supply. I didn't think it was the power supply, so I swapped out the motherboard after I replaced it. I think it seems like it wasn't a motherboard, so I just swapped out, uninstalled, reinstalled my motherboard and everything for no reason after the fact, not knowing what was going on. And then I tried and swapped out a different power supply, which I was pretty sure it seemed to have been working. You could power it. I was able to power itself on with the safety pin test or paperclip test, which lets you, if it powers on by itself with the paperclip, it's proven to be working. So for whatever reason, it did not work, and I was like, okay, so it must not be the power supply. So that led me away from that. So maybe it's either the CPU or the motherboard to some extent. So then after a long period of time, not doing anything about it, not knowing what to do about it, what to get, I ultimately like, you know what? Let me try another power supply, see if that works. And what do you freaking dumb diddy dip dop dumb bop bop know? It started working again, just like normal. So pretty much this whole time, while one, I wasted a lot of time, and two, this whole time it was just the power supply, or I just got a weird incompatible power supply that just didn't like the motherboard that I had. So that was my biggest, I guess, share of just irritating troubleshooting crap that, I kind of, took it on myself because, if I had a dedicated NAS that was, had its own operating system and all that stuff, maybe this wouldn't be a thing, but that's kind of the fun of it, to be honest. I mean, being on PC, that is kind of the fun of it, troubleshooting and, getting that aha and figuring stuff out is fulfilling, I will admit. So, either way, figure that out, got the NAS back up. Then, like I said, lost all of my data on the 2 NAS drives. Now I have to recover all that crap. So now I had to recover all this lost music that I've gained over the years, try to find it. Luckily, I had like a backup on a local hard drive on my PC that had at least all my music up until 2017 ish. So I pretty much had to sift through and find like 2 years worth of music over this whole weekend and into this week. And man, that is just a pain, man. It is immense pain. Because I love me my music, man. Love me my damn music. So, getting organized and trying to get all that back together. That's actually what took up pretty much my whole previous weekend. So, story of my life. Always something that breaks and have to try and fix it and figure it out. But God damn it, I will figure it out one way or another, even if it kills me, So I guess that's kind of transitioning into off topic stuff. But yeah. So with that, I guess keeping on the Walking Dead train, this last episode was pretty interesting. I think I'm not sure. Well, I haven't read the comics, so I can't say. But seems like a arc in terms of the comics where I assume Negan is good or gets good. But you can kind of see that. Not to really spoil it too much, but you can at least see that in this episode, which I thought was pretty cool to kind of see. I don't know, something I always like about an evil guy turning good for some weird reason. I think a lot of people do like that though, because it's like you have those same emotions of hating the character but liking him at the same time as a villain, and then kind of confiding those feelings into them being a legitimate character and redemption and kind of being good now. They've learned from their bad and now they're good kind of thing, which is, I think, has its purposes here and there. So definitely recommend that episode. This season so far is actually pretty good. Considering spoilers, it's been on the news like everywhere that Rick is gone. So I think the actors have really been holding it up. I think the writers have been doing a good job of utilizing the characters in the story pretty well as well, So all in all, I'm very satisfied with that, I'm digging the season so far. So I've not gotten to a point where I'm like, you know what? I don't really feel the need to keep up with this season anymore, this show. So bravo to AMC for that, because it takes me a lot to watch a TV show in general if I don't have any like rapport or anything with it. So for a show like The Walking Dead 2, it shows a lot, I think. But then again, I am a sucker for zombie related stuff mostly. So what does that say about me? I don't know. Well, I guess it does evidently say that I'm a sucker for zombie stuff. Duh. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. So for those that have been on the rock, there's been evidently this dumbass Popeyes chicken sandwich. It's been the bane of my existence. And of course, when I'm on a diet, watching my weight, getting my weight down, this damn sandwich want to come into my life and try to corrupt me. And I was like, you know what, Popeyes? Not today, bitch. And pretty much after that, I went to Popeyes and ate their sandwich. It's like, not today, but I'm going to eat that sandwich. Now that I heard it came back this past Sunday, I was like, you know what? I've been pretty good for a while. I think I can afford to cheat here, or at least this past Sunday. So I did. Went to Popeyes, and yeah, I waited roughly about an hour and a half. The line was reasonable. It wasn't as extreme as a lot of the stuff I was seeing, like, on social media and stuff. But it was legit. It was a legit line. It wasn't any parking spots. I had to park somewhere else to try to walk nearby. But yeah, lo and behold, I did. And, you get the whole like, why is everybody here for a sandwich? This is stupid, but you here. It's like, okay. It's like, it's one thing if you gonna complain about it, but then like don't be complaining, but you in line waiting for it though. You know what I'm saying? That's like me, complaining about Death Stranding, and it's like, but I'm in line wanting to get the game though. It's like, well then don't get the damn game if you gonna complain about it that much. I don't know. Maybe I was just annoyed with people that day. Just all these people just being people. But I digress. So yeah, roughly about an hour and a half. At least that's what it felt like. But I totally forgot. I totally was messing while I was waiting. I was like, you know what? Let me try out that Call of Duty mobile game. And wow, that game is pretty damn dope. That is a pretty fun game. And then it's like the best of Call of Duty. You get like all the tried and true loved maps from pretty much all of the Call of Duties, at least the Treyarch and Activision, no, Treyarch and Infinity Ward ones. Didn't really see any other ones outside of that, which is fine because pretty much my most favorite maps are from both of those companies games. And then yeah, just everything felt good, especially considering the control scheme. I'm not sure if they released the update yet where you can use a legitimate controller, because that would be a big game changer, but I doubt they would do that because that would, I think, to some extent uneven a playing field. But I was getting MVP on all these damn games. Mind you, my connection was somewhat spotty as well, and they handled that also. I was genuinely impressed by that game, and I'm one of the very, I guess, gaming purists that don't really consider a mobile phone a gaming platform. Call me a snob if you want, but I mean, I'm not that adamant or strict about it. I'm not like gonna look down on people that play mobile games or anything like that. But me personally, it's like I just don't feel that urge to play a game on my mobile phone or my smartphone, whatever, iPhone. But yeah, I legitimately tried it. I was like, oh, this is gonna take a while. I do got my phone with me. I guess I can just play some Call of Duty. I did download and everything. So yeah, that's exactly what I did. Played some pretty good matches. Was getting all these kill streaks. It translated the Call of Duty experience to mobile pretty well. I was very surprised. So whenever I get into a situation like that again, I definitely do plan to utilize and capitalize off that. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. But yeah, so outside of that, got the sandwich, went home, and ate it. And, man, I was, fairly disappointed. It did, not live up to the hype, in my opinion. It was okay. It was like for a chicken sandwich, it was good, but it wasn't like, oh man, I'm gonna cheat today. This is gonna be worth it. Good, It wasn't that worth it. It wasn't wait in line hour and a half worth it, in my opinion. Could have been a lot of factors, but it seems like it's just maybe if you go at a better time, you might get it fresher, hotter. I don't know, but it was like it just tasted like Popeye's chicken between two, in a bun. That was it. With a little pickle action here and there, but that was it. It wasn't anything like spectacular to write home about that got these people crazy, stabbing people. How you stab somebody over a chicken sandwich, man? That's ridiculous. It's not that serious. It really isn't. You really need to reevaluate your life if you stab somebody over a damn chicken sandwich. Ugh. But yeah, I would not go out of my way again to get another Popeye's chicken sandwich. If it was like near me, or remotely close enough, maybe. But it's not something I go out of my way to get. It's not that groundbreaking to me. At least in comparison with like the Chick-fil-A sandwich, that's I guess the big talk that people are really liking that compared to the chicken the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. It's hard to say. It's been a while since I had Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. So, but I don't know. I feel like I'd slightly like the Chick-fil-A sandwich more, at least from what I remember. But yeah, I'd have to do like a 1v1, 1-for-1 test to really get the ultimate verdict. But at least from what I got so far, it did not live up to hype for me. What everybody's crazy and stabbing people and yelling at employees and starting riots over, not worth it to me. So for those that may be on the fence about that, that are listening to this, I don't know. Take that for what you will. I mean, it was good though. I wouldn't go out my way for it though. It wasn't like, oh my god, I'm having an orgasm in my mouth. No, it wasn't that. It was mid. It was mid. So, yeah. Outside of that, that's pretty much been, what I've been up to. So yeah, based off that, if you like the podcast, feel free to like, rate, whatever platform you're listening from, that'd be greatly appreciated. If you'd like to submit any questions to the show, that will eventually get read, if I get enough questions, feel free to submit any questions to aswitchtv@gmail.com. That's aswitchtv@gmail.com. You can catch me on Twitch TV/aswitch, where I do stream this live every Thursday, ideally at 6 p.m. PST-ish. I guess trying to work that out in terms of a consistent schedule, but that's roughly what I've been trying to abide by. You can also catch me on youtube.com/aswitch, where I plan to, I keep saying if y'all gonna be sleeping, but y'all gonna need to wake up, where I do plan to start putting these podcasts on there, put my backlog and all that stuff too. So, is that it? I think that's it, guys. Well, let's all hope that I enjoy Death Stranding. I don't know why we should all. Well, yeah, because I'm gonna put some time into it. Give you more impressions. Also got the Elite version 2. See what that control is about. I'll be sure to provide my impressions after that too. And yeah, let's see what the future holds. I don't know. Maybe I should work on a notable, send off for this podcast. Who knows? You might get that next time. I don't know. But until next time, guys.